Hello and welcome into McCann Arena in Poughkeepsie, New York for Wednesday night volleyball between the Marist Red Foxes and the Siena Saints. As you can see, both teams so far on the season struggling. Alongside Tarmi Armstrong, I'm Derek DeGallo, and when you look at these two sides, the last time that these two teams played was on a Wednesday night. Siena came up victorious on that one.
Yeah, it was a tough battle, and some redemption perhaps, as Marist now the home team. That one went to 5 sets, a 15-12 win in that last one. Siena walks away victorious, but both these teams know each other's identity. It's time for them to regroup and have another battle.
Both teams looking to do some damage. We're going to take a look at our key players first with Sarah Wagner for Siena.
Sarah Wagner, she does it all for this team. Leads in kills and in digs, does it in both ways on the offense and the defense. Had a little bit of a lull in the last few MAAC games, but 13 kills against Sacred Heart and a 3-set win propelled this team to the victory.
And then on the other side for the Red Foxes, it's all about Sarah Dasic.
Sarah Dasic, another important weapon for this team. Second in kills and digs, has 6 double-doubles in conference play. She had a 10-game double-digit kill streak that was going through the entire MAAC conference. It ended last time against Fairfield. She's looking to regroup and come out again hot against Siena.
It's going to be the battle of the Sarahs tonight. Welcome back to Wednesday night volleyball in the MAAC. The Siena Saints take on the Marist Red Foxes. Marist has 1 conference win on the season. They're looking to try to get win number 2.
Yeah, their conference win came a while ago, but the good thing was it was at home, a 3-1 set victory against Manhattan, and from there it's been a 6-game skid. Siena, a similar team though, they're coming off of a win, but on a 5-game losing streak before then.
Both teams not in the category that they want to be necessarily, but the big win for Siena in that last game certainly going to help them for a momentum perspective. They have 5 wins on the season, Marist only with 1, and that was the one win against Manhattan a couple weeks ago.
And especially speaking on this Red Fox team, it's a young team, it's a new identity, a lot of players leaving that were key for this team last year. But there's a lot of volleyball left to play, a Wednesday night matchup and then 3 weekends straight of double headers. It's not over till it's over. Grab a couple wins and try and put yourself in the playoff picture. Both these teams looking to do so.
That's the key, and Marist has not been swept by Siena. Last time they were swept, 2012. So it's been a while since Siena won both matches against Marist.
It was a fierce competition in game 1. See if the Red Foxes can respond here tonight.
Siena to set things up momentarily for set number 1 to get this match started. That one goes over. Marist going to try to set it up this time. Dug up that time, and they're going to try to go for the kill. Unsuccessful. Marist does not get the kill as that one goes out of bounds, but it's going to touch off of Siena to make it 1-0 Marist.
So rewarded the point and a good response from Marist off the serve from Siena. Marist couldn't quite set up their offense as they wanted. However, defending the first attempt from Siena and answering.
Bumstead to start setting up, and she gets it right down for point number 2 on the day for Marist.
How about that from Sarah Bumstead? You see her work a lot in the middle of the net and towards the net on the blocking side. Get it going serving-wise.
Well, she got 1 ace on the day, trying to make it 2 right here. It's going to be dug up by the Saints instead. They're going to try to go for the kill, and they do make it 2-1 now.
A quick hitter in just perfect positioning. A very difficult way to try and defend that as it hit the outside line. Big point for Siena to not let Marist get on an early run.
It's going to be Bowman to serve for the Saints. Gets it over the net. Now Marist going to try to set it up. And they get the kill, and it goes down, and it's Dasic who gets it.
That's who we highlighted pregame. She's been lethal when it's come to MAAC play. Getting started early, exactly what you want for the Red Foxes.
Now Caitlin Owens to serve for Marist as they got the 3-1 lead in set number 1. Gets it over the net. That one almost out of bounds, but Siena able to get it in, and they're able to get it done as a little bit of a miscue there, not able to dig that one up.
seen that a couple times recently. It's Bristow for Marist, the young freshman, trying to get her footing right early on in this matchup. A quick fumble there, but rein it back together, still playing with the lead.
3-2, as you mentioned, with the lead. Siena sets it, is able to serve it up. Marist gonna get it over, but out, as Siena now ties this one at 3.
Over to Jamison White. You don't often see her work from the outside hitters. We've seen it more recently for Marist in their offensive scheme.
Horslow gets it over. Marist looked like they touched the net, as it's going to be Siena's point, make it 4-3.
Yeah, one of those overpasses that Marist tried to quickly get back towards net violation on them, and now Siena picking up some steam.
Horslow serves it up again. Marist dug up. Now on the other end, it's Dasic, and she gets the kill.
It's just tough to defend. He's got a lot of power behind the spike and able to find those holes in the defense. Quickly going there, and now another tool for Marist enters the game, the freshman Taylor Miller. She's been outstanding.
Dasic's got the kill. Now she's going to serve it up for Marist. Gets it over, dug up by the libero for Siena. And that one is in, so now Siena, a little bit of back and forth action here.
One of those communication keys that was just off for the Red Foxes that was intentionally let go. They thought it had too much on it. It finds the right spot on the floor.
Now a little bit of a substitution miscue for Siena. Now they're going to be able to do it, as the official wanted to make sure that the scores table got that one.
Got to check those rotations, keep them in check.
Hasbrook to serve for the Saints, with the lead by 1. Gets it over, that one dug up by Miller. And Miller trying to get the kill, that one goes out. Actually, it touches off of Siena, so Marist point that time.
Just a dangerous hitter from the outside, a fireball from Taylor Miller. Siena can't get high enough.
Jamison White to serve. The libero gets it over to the libero. A little bit of action back and forth, but Marist recovers. And it's Miller, and that one goes out. So Siena getting the point back, and we're seeing back and forth action throughout this first set.
I like the setups for Taylor Miller, but have to find her groove so far. It looked like even that last hit wasn't going to be on trajectory. Siena touches it, and now this time, too much on it once again.
Dea Hollis to serve. That one goes out. Marist gets a free point there.
Nice pick up for Marist to be able to tie the game once again. Possession your way, your serve. Continue to fight here against the Saints.
Jamison White to serve again. As you can see, the Siena bench starting to get into it a little bit. White gets it over to the libero. And they're going to try to get the kill. It's dug up by Woods, but that one goes too far past anyone from Marist, so Siena's going to get the point there.
Siena's got to stick to that offense. The Red Foxes have had a tough time defending any of their spikes. Siena gets those setups on the outside. It's going to be a tough day for Marist.
Amelia Robertson over to the libero, so libero action there. And it's going to be just tipped that time by the Saints and Wagner.
Impressive play, and that's the first time we've mentioned Wagner's name. Just winning the battle at the net. Saw the overpass, dump it down.
Robertson to serve. Gets it over to Thompson. Now Marist's going to try to get the kill, and it's going to be tipped off of Siena. So Miller getting a point there for the Red Foxes.
It's funny to start this game. We haven't seen Taylor Miller connect with the floor yet. Both of her kills coming off of a tip at the net, but working both sides so far, and now here she comes to serve.
Miller to serve. Thompson calling out signals for Marist. And that one just touches the net for a service error.
Off the rip, it was a bit questionable. Haven't seen Miller serve too much throughout this year, usually on the rotational piece. She heads to the bench, and a familiar face, Claudia Kaspersky, usually comes in to serve for her. This time Miller drawing a serve and not going her way.
Miller had 17 service errors entering today. Isaacson to serve for Siena. Referee over at the scores table right now. Just making sure that substitution was correct.
Yep, a couple of substitutions on the Marist end. As mentioned before, make sure those rotations are cleaned up. Rather get ahead of the problem early in the set and get to those crucial points where you're going to have to take some stoppages to be able to figure it out.
Yeah, and when you look at this game so far, back and forth action, Siena leading this one 9-7, and when you look at Marist, this is the first time for Sean Byron that this team has not been, in winning contention for the MAAC playoffs.
It's been an elite program ever since he stepped in. Sean Byron has led his team to a winning record in the conference year after year. It's a new look year, though. They lost 4 of their best members, some of the best players in the MAAC, first team all selections, MAAC players of the years, and Sasha van der Merwe. Now you come in with a younger team, new identity, kind of try and feel it out. This team has years to it, however. So these games down the stretch, ever so important to just kind of shape up and get moving, even for the next year and beyond.
Yeah, and you talk about all the transitions. When you got players winning all MAAC first team and all MAAC selection, they had MAAC Player of the Year in Sasha van der Merwe, but they also had Jordan Newblatt, Gabriel Heimbauer as well. So this team is losing the biggest faces of their program for the past 3-4 years.
Yeah, and those girls were so essential for this team being one of the best teams in the MAAC. Couple of transfers, couple of graduates. Now here's what you're left with. But listen, Coach Byron coaches a great team. He's got some young talent on the squad. It's just going to take a time to get used to MAAC play, get used to that Division I volleyball and settle in. As we continue to see some extended breaks that the refs are checking over with the scoreboard, Siena breaks their huddle. Looks like it might be figured out. Not quite sure what they're looking for. Probably something on the rotational end, but haven't really been signaled too much.
And then when you look at the Siena side of things, at least for the head coach, 3rd season at the helm. This is the 9th head coach in history. Got hired on January 17, 2022.
Yeah, and it was a bit shocking. Came in, had some success, and then last year Siena took a deep decline, and now it's another one of those years trying to find their footing in the MAAC. Couple games under 500, an important one here for them to try and set up the rest of their schedule. Yeah,
back in 2022, they made it to the MAAC tournament. They beat Canisius and then lost in the MAAC semifinals. Then last year in 2023, they had 6 student athletes who were all MAAC academic team. That time they dropped in the MAAC standings 10-8 in 2022. Then in 2023, 2-16. So you can see the kind of drop off for Siena from 2022 to 2023, but now in 2024, a little bit of a better story than last year.
It's a similar story, just continue the climb. It's a coach who, not super experienced, as you mentioned, just entering her 3rd season. So a lot of time to figure out, both with the coaching way, the recruitment, the players already on your roster. It's just one of those in-between years where you're trying to figure some things out, smoothing everything and put them together.
Marist going into this season, 6th in the preseason polls. Right now, they stand at 11.
Yeah, it's been a tough season, and I think the story of that preseason rank is just to speak on the levels that Coach Byron, the success he's had with this Marist program thus far. As mentioned, in his 5 years prior, he's had winning teams in the conference all throughout. It's just one of those coaches you expect to have so much success regardless of the roster that's in front of them. But we talked about it before, just an inexperienced roster that needs to find their groove before finally getting up to pace with the rest of the conference.
And it's only going to get better with playing time and getting the team chemistry back in gear. Well, we're back in action here, and Dosic tries to get the kill. It's going to tip off of Siena, and they're going to get a point. So a big point for Marist to try to get some momentum back a little bit.
Waste no time. Stay fresh during the timeout. You saw the team feeling some of the music that was playing, dancing, staying loose, come right out of it hot.
So Potter Pessoa to serve for Marist. Gets it over the net. Now Siena trying to get it back, and it's going to be blocked by Marist, but it's going to be a Siena point.
It's tough standing in the way of Sarah Wagner. It's just a hard task put in front of you. Had some numbers on top of the net. Did Marist. Falls in front of them, however, couldn't quite get the hit they wanted to send it the other way.
So far, it's been more of an equal attack for Siena in terms of the kills. For Marist, it's been more about Dosic. She's got 3 kills on the day, and then Miller's got 2. Now Alyssa White trying to get that one, but Siena says not so fast. Marist going to try to get it up, not able to do so. Has a little bit of miscommunication and not going to be able to dig that one up.
And so far, it's just going to be, can the Red Foxes have a better return off the Siena serves? Every time we've seen Siena set up their offense and deliver a spike, the Red Foxes have had major trouble defending it.
Bowman again to serve for the Saints. That one gets a lucky bounce. As they get the point there, not much you can do on the Marist side of things.
You see it every now and then. It's just one of those tough plays that you have to shake off and look towards the next. Hits the top of the net, falls down, finds some space. You're just not in position to be ready for that serve.
Bowman looking to adjust after that one. It kind of hits the net again, and Marist tries to dig that one up, but unsuccessful. So a couple lucky bounces for the Saints, and now we're talking about a 13-18 game.
Yeah, that might have been another help. Credit to the net. 2 of them tipping away, and just tough defense.
Certainly tough for Marist, 13-8 as Siena leads this one in the first set. We'll be right back after this on ESPN Plus for MAAC Volleyball. It's been all Siena right now, 13-8, and it's been all because of Salme Adia Hollis, who's got 3 kills on the day and 3 total attacks. 100% hit percentage so far, so having a day right now for the Saints.
Coming off a couple of service aces, too. Let's see what Siena has here.
Bowman serves it over now. Marist going to try to get it back. And Dosic. Now back and forth action just a little bit. They're going to set it up for White. That one goes out. So another point for Siena. Now the margin is starting to become a little bit more difficult.
It's one of those, I don't know if it was unexpected for Alyssa White. We constantly talk about her vertical and the ability to get over the defenders to be able to put it straight down. Couldn't quite get to that ball up top.
Bowman again to serve, dug up by Dosic. Thompson digs that one up, back to Dosic. Siena with the response now. And that one gets in, a little bit of an unlucky break for Marist as they thought that one was going out. Again, another Siena point.
That one clearly in, however, and it's been that Marist back line, a couple miscommunications, a couple digs that they couldn't quite continue the rally with. They've had a tough time dealing with Siena spikes.
Now entering for Marist is Claudia Kasperstein. Changed her number this year. Dosic gets the kill. Now make it 15-9. Maybe that's the momentum that Marist needs right now.
You're in search for a point. You're down 6. You go back to Sarah Dosic. She's been so successful. You have to feed off that energy. A powerful spike. Continue it.
Now it's going to be Owens. With 15 aces last year. Now on the other end, a little bit of a tip drill, and that one works for Siena. So Marist gets one, and then Siena answers right back.
When Siena's been able to set up their offense, they're just seeing the court so well, hitting the back lines. They found some space right there, just on a little floater. It's been impressive what this offense is capable of so far.
Well, they get it over the net that time. Alyssa White trying to get the kill. That one almost hits the ceiling, but Siena, I guess, gets a little bit of a break. But that one dug up by Thompson, trying to set it up. Dosic gets the kill. 16, not 10 now.
Try and defend it from the left side. Just continue to do it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Feed Sarah Dosic on the left side. Continuing to find space on the opposite end.
5th kill of the day for Dosic. Now going to serve was Dosic. That one out of play, but Siena able to save it. Now on the other end, Miller. Nope. Siena getting that one up. Now Marist on the other end. It's Miller yet again. That one, however, goes out in a Siena point. So it seems like Siena's just in a groove right now.
Yeah, and if Marist wants to be competitive, Taylor Miller's got to try and find her success on the spikes. She's overhit it on pretty much every attempt so far she's got a good break with Siena touching the net, touching the ball off Miller's spikes, but has to find her sense here.
Hasbrook to save the serve for Siena. Miller sets it up. Now he's going to get it right back. That one just dug up. Siena saves it. That one, Thompson keeping it alive. Can't that time. Was White as it just hit the ground right before she was able to dig that one up.
It's been a mix-up on the defensive side. Marist has not had success with some of these digs, and just the offensive prowess of Siena showing.
18-10 Siena in set number 1. Puts it over the net. Thompson with the dig. Miller trying to get the kill. Isn't successful that time. And Siena with the response. Tipped up. They got to get it over. And Miller gets the kill. Now make it 18-11. First one to 25 in set number 1.
You saw a couple possessions ago, Taylor Miller wasn't really in position to put a good spike on it, but she was able to just hold off, find some ground, didn't get a point off it, but then that one, able to strike with, now finding that power.
Thompson gets it over. Bowman tries to get it over, but luckily Siena saves it, and she was out of play that time. And Siena, D-Roz.
Yeah, ball goes outside of that pole towards the opposite side of the net. The setup just broken up within it. Mental lapse on Siena's part.
So here, Marist having the libero and Thompson serve. So libero action. Now Miller almost gets it down, and it goes off of the libero and out of play. So Marist gets the kill that time, and Robertson not able to dig it up.
Still have time in this set to make a comeback, but let me tell you, if Taylor Miller starts getting going, and with how Sarah Dosic has been playing, be bad news for Siena going forward.
Thompson to serve. That one hits the net, and that's going to be a service error on Thompson, which she had 26 last week, 26 so far on the season entering today.
It's just a tough give up. You get back within 5. One more puts you right back in this set, but now Siena inching closer to that 20-point mark.
Siena trying to get to 20 in set number 1. Going to be about Hollis. Served it, they try to get the spike, and it's blocked that time by Marist, and Jamison White there on the block.
Wagner trying to pull a quick one, as we'll take another look. That's what you do off the overpass, try and put it right back, but Jamison White, meet me at the net.
Now she's going to serve it up. Maybe that momentum will trickle Marist's way. They get it over. Now, that one, D-Roz was able to get that kill. So now Siena up by 6 in set number 1.
That right side been working for Siena. D-Roz this time, even with the Marist blockers, able to put it off the right side. Finds its way on the floor.
It's interesting so far, we've seen the libero serve quite often for both sides. That one almost gets over, and a possibility of a kill. That one will be a kill for Siena, as that goes right off of Thompson.
Talked about it before, having a tough time with some of these days, but that one near impossible to pick up. Towards the end line, it was on target, and it was a rifle straight down.
The dominance so far for Siena has been there as they lead this one 21-14, and if you're Marist, you're down by 7 points in this one, and kind of what is your mindset here?
Yeah, this is tough. Taylor Miller's been being fed recently, has had a little bit of a pickup than what she saw early on in the set, but we haven't called Sarah Doc's name in quite some time. Highlighted her before the game, has had some success early on in this first set. Get her going once again. Also like to see Marist work the center of the net. Right now, Siena's been owning the outsides. Every time they've had their spikes from the outside, it's pretty much found the floor. Marist has a dynamite duo in the middle with Sarah Bumstead and Alyssa White. Start in the middle a little bit, see if Siena can challenge you that way.
Biggest thing I see so far, hit percentage, 571 for Siena, 250 for Marist.
And it's just part of it. Whenever Siena's had their setup on the offensive end and put down a spike, Marist has had a really tough job at being able to defend it and set an offense for a counterattack. As long as Siena is continuing their defense and setting up how they usually play, It's going to be tough for the Red Foxes to make a breakthrough.
Foxes looking for a breakthrough. They're going to need 11 points before Siena can get 4.
Tough task.
Robertson gets it over, and it just gets in, and I mean, gets in by maybe a fingertip.
It was a real close one, but Marist, you've seen it a couple times so far in this set. That back line miscommunication. Siena's found that back end of the court.
Marist playing a little cautious on that back line. Miller trying to get the kill. It's going to be batted away by Siena, although White gets it over for the Red Foxes. That one out of play, so Marist now gets to 15.
There's your break. That was scary territory. You had Taylor Miller on the other end send the spike. No problem for Siena. Marist just barely gets it over, and then a very clean look for the Saints on the other end. Mess up there. Now Marist got to keep it rolling with Kaspersky serving.
Kaspersky to serve for the Red Foxes. Gets it over. Now Siena on the other end. They try to get the spike, and it's going to be blocked by Marist as they get point number 16. So now back-to-back points for the Red Foxes.
That ball just didn't get high enough for Torslow to be able to get it over the net. But there you go. That middle part of the net didn't work for Siena. I want to see Marist take advantage of it.
Another serve, but that one goes out for Kaspersky.
It's those little mistakes, they add up towards the end. Marist has not done a great job by judging the lines where the ball has fallen. They've had a couple of service errors. There you go. It just extends Siena's lead, and now you put yourself in a deep hole that seems really, really tough to get back from.
Shavinska just entered for the Saints. Trying to get to 25 as quick as possible, as they're at 23 right now. Marist on the other end. Dasic tries to get the kill. That one's going to hit the ceiling, so it's going to be Marist's point, and Siena was just kind of confused after it hit the ceiling.
It was Adil Hollis who had the original hit. The ball gets stuck up in the ceiling, and then it was really the only person in the area that it came back to. Obviously can't touch it twice, so she's just standing there waiting for a teammate to come back. That's part of McCann Arena. You have those rafters.
Potter Pessoa to serve. Gets it over, and that one hits the libero and Robertson, so an ace for Potter Pessoa.
Not done yet. Gotta work from here. Marist picking up a couple of points. He got the possession, now within 5.
Trying to get the momentum back just a little bit. They try to do a no-look save that time in Siena, but Marist answers, and that one gets in for Dasic. Comeback coming.
Tough misjudgment on Siena, but they go with a quick hit to try and catch Marist off guard. It allows them to set up their offense. Dasic has been money from the left side. Not someone you want to let get the ball.
Well, Dasic, she's got 7 kills on the day, and going into that break, she's now got 4 more. She was at 3 kills, now she's at 7, and it's also Miller as well. She's got 4 kills. So combined between the two, leaders right now, they got 11 kills. Guess how many kills they got all together? They got 12. So that's going to be the key for Marist. It's going to be that Miller and Dasic combination.
There you go. That's the formula. They're 2 leaders in kills on the season. And mentioned pregame, Dasic has gotten double-digit kills in every single conference game, except in the loss they just took to Fairfield. She just came up short. And I think she's a little fired up and wants to get back into that double-digit column. 7 in the first set.
That's going to be key, but you got to mention Thompson. 3 digs on so far in this one. Most digs by Marist right now, and that's kind of keeping them in this game. Digging it up, making sure you have an attempt to even get a kill.
Strong libero, Catherine Thompson. Gonna need her to step up as Marist has had some trouble with these Siena spikes.
Now Pessoa again to serve it up. Goes over to Robertson. She digs it up, and that one's going to be a kill for the Saints, and it's Shavinska, who just entered not long ago, making a presence.
So Winska, doesn't matter who you put on that opposite end, there she goes. Siena has set up their offense to play towards those ends, and they've done a great job at finding the space on the floor, setting themselves up nicely with set point down 5. Here they go, looking to close it.
Match point for the Saints, 24-19 in set number 1. Serves it up are the Saints. That one goes right back to Marist, and they get the point. So not yet for the Saints.
Gotta build off that. That was a fluke hit. One of those overpasses that is usually an advantage for the opposing team to be able to spike right back. Siena gets caught up, it falls. Gotta make work here.
Owens to serve it up. Gets it over and goes right to the libero as Siena's going to set it up on the other end. Shavinska gets the kill as they get set number 1. She enters and makes a presence right away.
Shavinska, immediate impact, just working both sides of the net. Siena closing it out, really with not too much challenge from the Red Foxes in set number 1.
Big play for Siena as they take set number 1. So Siena leading this one 1-0 in sets. We'll head to set number 2 for some more MAAC volleyball on Wednesday night. Welcome back on a Wednesday night in Poughkeepsie, New York. We got MAAC volleyball, and it's all been about Siena and set number 1 as they take that first set. And as you look at these highlights, it's been a balanced attack for them throughout.
It's been rolling, and it's just been something that the Red Foxes have had trouble dealing with. You see it from a lot of different players, but it's just working the opposite ends. A couple from the right side. Late in it, you move to the left. It's been that formula success, owning the outsides of the net. We'll see how Marist responds on the outside with their dynamite duo, Dasic and Miller. But right now, a couple names rolling for Siena. Hollis with 5 kills. Sawinski at the end closing out the set. And Wagner involved, but not even too involved. And Siena still showing up.
Siena showing up indeed, but you can take the positive from set number 1 in Marist. They start out to a little bit of a slow start in that middle set, and then later on in set number 1, they were able to get a couple points, and now they ended up losing that one, but they got a little bit of momentum back in that late for set number 1.
Really allowed just a couple skids to happen off of some mishits, unable to defend some of Siena's spikes, and that's going to be the real problem. Can they figure out how to defend this team's offensive power? Because that's what it was. Siena just outpowered them on the offensive end. When they had control of the tempo, when they were able to set up their players, it was point after point. Marist going to have to find a way to figure it out on those opposite ends of the net and limit that Siena attack.
Referee just making sure that the substitutions all for Siena are accurate, just asking for some clarification as now the libero will go in and Robertson for the Saints as Ella Treasure checks out. And now just making sure on the other side that Marist is all good as Thompson is going to enter for Alyssa White.
Get ahead of the problem before you have to stop the set midway. Saw a couple stoppages just to make sure the rotations were right. See it before the set starts, and hopefully it's cruising on from the rest of the way.
Kaspersky serve for the Red Foxes in set number 2 to try to get them out to a strong start as they start a little slow in set number 1. That one goes over. Now Siena trying to get an answer. Tipped up and trying to get batted away as Thompson tried to keep it alive, but was not successful.
Tough start. It wasn't even the setup that Siena wanted, just tapping it over the net. Not even delivering a big punch off the first point, but there they go with the lead.
Now Siena up 1, and now that one tries to get a kill that time. Was Bumstead, but Siena blocks it to make it point number 2.
And I know it's only 2-0, but you got to figure it out now. Siena ran away with the set early on in the first. Marist can't face another deficit.
They're going to go right to Dasic, trying to get the kill, but Siena has an answer there. Now on the other end, back and forth, here it is. Dasic trying to get the kill, and it just goes out by maybe a fingernail.
Siena continuing to roll, and this is scary territory for the Red Foxes. Not something where you already want to call a timeout. If you're able to get this point, you're still in good shape, 3-1, but have to award yourself possession once again.
We're slow for the Saints. Gets the kill as Allen just not handled perfectly with Kaspersky.
It's been the defensive side of things. Talked about it early on the spikes. Now even the serves are coming in. Marist hasn't been able to get their tempo right.
However, that will help.
There's a nice break for sure, and you have to feed off of that. It was a quick jump to 4-0 for Siena, and really Marist did not look like they were in position to compete. Siena gifts you a point. Got to start rolling.
Well, in set number 1, we saw what Potter Passot was doing with the serve. She got Marist going just a little bit. Well, she's going to serve here. Maybe something we'll see more often in set number 2. She gets it over, and she gets the kill, as that one wasn't handled exactly how Siena wanted that one as it went to Bowman.
There goes your start. Service error to service ace for Marist. Pick up a quick 2 without really having to do anything.
Now Pessoa again to serve. That one off Bowman again. And now it seems like Marist might find the sweet spot.
There you go, back-to-back aces, all about the serves in the last few points. Marist now within 1. Change the momentum, try and tie it up, take the lead.
So again, to serve it up. Again, it goes to Bowman. Siena trying to answer, just gets over the defense that time for Siena to get point number 5 after giving up a couple points.
Third time's the charm. Bowman able to figure it out. This time it goes to Sawinski yet again. Saw some power late in the set, in set number 1. This time the finesse touch awarding the point.
Couple of subs coming in for Siena as they try to start things and change things up just a little bit. As Hasbrook enters and now is going to serve. Gets it over. Thompson digs it up. Now Dosic can't get the kill as it's blocked by the Siena defense, but it goes out of play, so it's going to be Marist point.
Another nice break for the Red Foxes. That's not a place where you want to be if Sarah Dosic's spike isn't working. Siena able to get some hands on it, luckily, towards the out-of-bounds mark.
Owens to serve it up. Gets it over, right over to the libero and Robertson. Now Siena on the other end. Dosic trying to get the kill, but set up. That one trying to go for the block is Marist, but unsuccessful as Siena gets another point. And now momentum going back and forth.
Hollis again, she was the leader in that first set. Another big impact to increase the lead.
Dia Hollis now to serve. Gets it over. Kaspersky digs it up. Then Thompson. Dosic with the kill. Make it 6-5.
I think Siena was trying to read Dosic's tendencies. You saw one of their defenders on the opposite sideline. That's where Dosic was working all first set, but they left the middle of the floor wide open. Dosic sees it, takes advantage.
Now she's going to serve it up. Dug up by the Saints. Now on the other end, they don't get the kill. Almost looked like it. Dug up that time to get it over for Marist. Now that's going to be a kill for the Saints. That time, Diraz.
A couple of interferences getting in the way of a clean dig from either Dosic or Owens to receive. Marist still within it. Have to try and get on one of those serving streaks, however, to overtake the Siena squad.
Robertson, that one hits the net. I want to get your quick thoughts. What are your thoughts on having a libero serve it up? We've seen it throughout this entire game so far.
And we're going to see it again, so we'll see what the results that Thompson put out. There you go with a service error for Siena's way. Thompson, one of the key servers for this Marist team, though, so as a libero, does a great job on the serving end.
And gets it up, so proves your point there. Diraz, that one goes out as Marist gets the point.
Another nice positioning for Marist. Dosic was going for it, tried to save it, ultimately couldn't get there, but works out.
We're tied at 7 in set number 2. Thompson serves it up. Opportunity, and they get it. They take advantage right there in Bumstead.
There's that middle of the net that Marist gets working from time to time. Let's take another look. The hammer down by Sarah Bumstead. Can't overpass her way.
They take advantage right there, and they take advantage again. Back-to-back points for Marist as they now lead by 2.
There's the libero getting things started. Thompson on the serves. Been money in the last few.
Now Thompson again to serve it up. Try to continue the momentum here. That one dug up, almost hits the ceiling, but doesn't. Then they try to get a kill, are not successful as that's blocked. Trying to get another one, they go the opposite way, but it's going to be a Marist point as that one goes out of play, make it 10-7.
And that's a huge secret to the success. Make Wagner uncomfortable. 2 hits there, 2 attempts, nothing working, Marist rolling.
That's exactly what you want to see. And we'll take a quick break after this for MAAC Volleyball on Wednesday night. Well, we're back to action. Wednesday night volleyball in the MAAC. Marist now in set number 2 taking advantage. They're up 10-7 as Thompson serves it up, and they get a ace right out of the gate after the break.
So how about that? You come out of the break, a service ace. Catherine Thompson keeps it going. Siena, on the other hand, you just talk it over, not how you want to come out of the huddle.
Not exactly how you want to come out, but now Thompson again will serve it up to Libero and Robertson. That one by the benches, and no chance there for the Saints.
Rack them up, continue this streak. Catherine Thompson, electric serving-wise.
Let's see it again. I talked about maybe the libero being the server. Who knows what's going to be the situation? Well, Thompson delivering. On the other end, Thompson digs it up, but it's just out of play, and I mean just out of play by maybe a foot.
Yeah, great reaction and awareness from the Siena squad. Put their feet on the line, knew if that ball was landing out in front of them, it was going to be out of bounds. It's a good job on Siena's part. Thompson just off.
So big point there for the Saints. Now they're going to serve it up. They do so. Miller dug up. Give it back to Miller. Robertson digs it up to save it. They try to get a kill. Not successful. Now going again. And that one out. Marist gets the point.
They are playing off of the momentum. Catherine Thompson, ever since she started serving, Marist has been feeling the energy, and they've come to life here in McCann.
Marist serves it up. Siena on the other end. That one gets touched by Marist and goes out of bounds, so it's going to be a Siena point.
Needed it right back. Couldn't let Marist get on another streak. You're already down 5. Crucial to get that point and possession back. Siena's looking to close the gap.
Bowman to serve. From Valrico, Florida. Gets it over, dug up by Thompson. Saved. Now on the other end, dug up by Robertson. Trying to get the kill, and it's blocked! Marist point there.
Sarah Bumstead fired up. Mentioned the combo of her and Alyssa White in the middle. Here she goes. Trinity was helped by her side, but Bumstead just a clean hit, sending it back down.
The front line on that certainly helped. Now Kaspersky. Serve it. Now Siena with an answer. Thompson, huge dig. Saved again, back and forth. And that one gets down. So Siena gets point number 10 with the kill.
Just playing with what they were given. The vision from the court, seeing the soft spot, able to put it in the right area. Not much the Red Foxes could do on the defensive end.
Korslow to serve it up. Does so. Thompson digs it, and Marist tries to get the kill, but is unsuccessful. So Siena now back-to-back points, hoping for some momentum now.
The jostle up in the middle. Marist just couldn't get the clean hit that they wanted. Ends up flying out, and now we're going to see a timeout. I like the strategy and the timing of it. Siena slowly working their way back. Marist, you want to play with the lead the entire time. Don't give Siena any life. Try and extend this, especially coming out of this break.
So that last play is going to be under review to see what actually happened, if they ended up tipping it or what the situation was there. But right now, as you look at it, Marist still up by 3, but momentum starting to trickle the Saints' way, and it's that 2-punch. It really is, when you're talking about it, from Hollis along with Shawinski.
Yeah, both with 6 kills apiece. The only dangerous area of this team, they're led by Wagner. She has 4 kills, doing a good job, but if she gets going, it's going to be tough for the Red Foxes to be able to handle it. We've already seen the Saints with so much success towards the net, owning some of the Red Fox defense early on. Marist has found a way to keep it under control, and then finally getting on one of their serving streaks to be able to give them a lead. Play with the lead here, defend it, try and knot this up at a set apiece.
Biggest thing for the Saints right now would be to stop Dosic. 9 kills on the day, and the only one that's close to double digits, the next one is 4 kills in Miller, and so Dosic just dominating for the Red Foxes.
The hitting percentage for her right at even 50, and let's take another look here, as here's what they were reviewing. It definitely grazed the net. Did it get the fingers of the Siena player at the net? That's going to be Sawinski, who went up for it. Looked very close, looked very possible, like he could have touched the fingers as well.
Yeah, the question is, do you see direction on that ball? Does that ball go in a different direction? And it's close, I'll tell you that much. Maybe barely a fingertip, if it did at all.
It's such a tough look, too, because it got so deep into the net off the first hit. So obviously the net's messing with its trajectory off the rip. And then you get maybe the graze of the finger, any sort of contact with it. Obviously, as that ball fell out of bounds, that's going to be a Marist point. This will be a huge swing.
Yeah, and I think when you look back at that play, it hits the net. You're thinking maybe it's going right or left. You're not really sure based on the angle. Then when it hits the fingertips, possibly it goes to the left. So you can't really tell if that one ended up going to the left or the right. But it's going to be a close call indeed either way, and we'll see what the call is. But it's really a bang-bang play in that situation, and it's going to remain Saints' point, and it's probably just because they didn't have enough evidence to overturn the call.
Yeah, tough break. Coach Byron talking with the refs. You saw his challenge card on the table, so got time to talk with his team, try and keep this lead going, but also to try and see what the call was on the floor, maybe overturn it. Coach Byron has seen a lot of success with that challenge card, tried to take a crucial point back, which would have been a huge swing. Instead of a 3-point game, Marist would have had the 5-point lead and possession. Now all of a sudden, Siena right in this set.
Not so happy necessarily with that call, but Marist going to have to bounce back. Woods puts it over. Now on the other end for Siena, they're going to get it over, but way over, as that one goes out of play. So Marist, after a little break there, gets a point, and now a little bit of a bounce back.
Yeah, just not what Siena was looking for, and that's Sawinski off the tough hit. Could be a case of a little owning ball don't lie right back. It was potentially off Sawinski's finger, and then there she goes attempting the kill, sails way off. So Marist rewarded a point.
Potapaso was the one to serve that one. That one almost dug up that time by Kaspersky, but not able to dug up. Gives a point on the other end to the Saints, and now Saints in a good margin. You're only down 3. You already got set number 1. Still plenty of time left.
Right on that sideline hash that ball was going for. Such a tough defend, and Siena's got to stick with that. A ton of their points being generated from the outside spikes in that first set. Look to feed it once again.
Hasbrook served it up for the Saints. On the other end, it's Dosic. And that one dug out, but out of play. So Dosic, I'll tell you what, 10 kills on the day.
Yeah, already hitting her mark. Clearly fired up after not getting it in her only conference game last time. And a monster shot. You just heard the noise from it throughout the entire arena off Dosic's hands and off the attempted dig.
And that one hits the net, so it doesn't go Marist way as Siena gets on the board. Make it 16-13.
Siena gets on the board and Wagner checks in. So when Siena needs a run at the biggest time of the set, here comes their most crucial player.
She's got 4 kills on the day and 4 errors. Dosic gets it to go.
So hard to defend. It's a tough assignment on the opposite end. Dosic goes to serve now. She can do it all over the court. And now Taylor Miller checking in for her spot on that outside hitter. So you escape Dosic, and now let's see what Miller has in store.
Dosic tries to serve it up. That one goes out of play. And Dosic, a sophomore transfer from Indiana River State College in Fort Pierce, Florida.
Yeah, one of those community schools where had some success. Marist finds her able to make an impact immediately in some MAAC play.
That one dug up by Thompson. Miller saves it, and Marist gets it over just in time. Now on the other end for Siena, they're going to try to get the kill in D-Roz, but it's blocked.
And there's some momentum back. Taylor Miller on that side of the net, putting up a stance. And here comes Catherine Thompson. We saw the streak she went on last time.
Well, they're going to see if they can do it right here. Thompson to serve. Goes right to Robertson. Now on the other end for Siena, they aren't able to save it, so another point for the Red Foxes, make it 19-14.
Miscue on the offensive hit, but credit to Thompson as well. That ball in such a difficult spot to be able for Siena to set up some offense from it.
Here they go again. Thompson to serve. Gets it over. That one dug up, but a little closer to the sidelines than the Saints would want. And now on the other end, it's Miller, but that one goes out of play, and it's going to be Saints' point.
So Siena escapes with Thompson only picking up 1 point. They've had some trouble with her serves. You even saw it on that last possession, barely getting it over. Marist had the setup they wanted. The look to Miller, unable to connect.
Miller, 4 kills on the day, 13 total attempts. Hit percentage at .077, something to watch out for if she's able to try to regain that. Dug up by Marist, and then Siena takes advantage of a little bit of a miscue there where there's space and just put it in play.
Overpass, and Siena are not out of it. Marist still has a few points to climb towards the end of this set.
Gets it over that time, were the Saints. Now Marist going to try to answer. Miller not able to get that one elevated as it hits the net. Siena starting to get some momentum back, 19-17 in set number 2 as Coach Byron calls timeout.
Yeah, using one of his 2 timeouts. Had the challenge before, so now officially just calling a stoppage of play to talk it over. And it's real unfortunate in this second set because the Red Foxes have been rolling, and one of their premier weapons in Taylor Miller, as you see here, just hasn't had the right touch on the ball today. She's been so key for this Marist offense. They've been playing a great second set, and Miller has been unable to come up with some big points that would propel them to the W in the set number 2.
Miller, 4 errors so far on the day. That's the most errors so far by Marist, and tied for the most for everybody as Wagner is the one who's got 4 errors on the other side. So 2 key pieces we thought were going to have a big impact. Both have the most amount of errors so far in this one.
The leader in kills for both squads, and I mean, that's the game plan coming in. These teams saw each other once already, obviously saw the ability of both of these players. That's the game plan coming in. Try and shut down their number 1 option. Both teams doing a good job.
19-17 in set number 2. As Siena got a couple points back, and they're going to try to continue that momentum just a little bit. They're going to serve it up. Marist tries to get the kill, but Siena saves it, and a little bit of an overpass that time by Marist, and Siena is going to get the point. So a little bit of miscommunication that time.
Inches away from being a completely different ball game. It was a tough hit by Marist, but it still almost found space in a spot where Siena was scrambling to try and get back into position. However, all of a sudden, Siena with some major momentum.
Siena down 1 in points, up 1 in sets. Nice weave that time by Marist, but Siena answers. Miller tries to get the kill and answers right back.
Make them pay after the extended volley. I thought that ball almost hit the floor off the first play from Owens. What an impressive dig. But Taylor Miller making sure Marist comes away with that point.
Now on the other end. Dug up by the libero that time. Back and forth, Thompson to Woods, gets it down.
Woods is a player game after game. You don't say your name too often, but she comes in such clutch moments. Has a ton of success when her name is called upon, and there she is once again.
Dug up by the Siena libero. They try to get a spike. Woods dug up. That time, battle there, and it's going to go down in Marist end, so it's going to be a point for Siena that time.
A lot of action happening at the net. Both teams just trying to touch it over, make the other team mess up. Siena able to come out on top. Big time point there. Marist could have ran away with it.
Bowman to serve. At 6 service errors entering today. Now Marist, it's Woods. Gets a kill.
That ball still had some height on it. Siena went to try and play it and defend. I wonder how much speed, what type of angle, if that would have landed inbounds. Siena opts to go for it, and it could prove costly.
74th kill on the season for Woods. Kaspersky serves it up, that one goes out.
A rough turn of events for Marist. We've seen them a couple of times when they've had that 3-4 point lead on Siena. They haven't been able to build on it late in the second and run away with it, keeping Siena in it, giving them life.
Now Marist trying to answer back. Who else but Dosic? That one hits the ceiling, goes out of play. She'll get the kill, and why not?
Continue to feed her. Close out the set, why not? She's been brilliant so far in this game.
Going into today, she doubled her kills from last year. 214 entering today, 107 last year. Woods, dug up. They give it to who else but Dosic. And Marist gets the point.
Looking to knot things up, just making it difficult on this Siena defense. Continue to give Sarah Dosic the ball, and she'll continue to give Marist points. There she goes again. Marist knocking on the door, set point, looking to knot this up.
Set point indeed, and when you looked at it, we thought maybe a little bit of troubles for Miller. Well, guess what? She's coming up big, but you can't say enough about Sarah Dosic.
Had the point before, too, on the massive spike down. That time, Siena able to handle it temporarily before it finds space on the floor. Even when they're able to get to the ball, it's just so hard to control to be able to get it to one of your other teammates.
It's been huge for Marist in this set. We saw 25-20 in set number 1. Marist trying to do the reverse and trying to make it 25-20 in set number 2. When you look at what happened when these last teams played back on October 2nd, Wednesday at 6 p.m., Marist won set number 1, then Siena came out and won set number 2 and set number 3, then Marist won set number 4, and then Siena won set number 5. So maybe it's going to be the complete opposite of what we saw on October 2nd.
If Marist can lock it down, we may be seeing a flip type of script in this game. volleyball to play afterwards, but Marist looking to equalize.
Bumstead served it up. Now Siena gets it over, making sure they can get it. Dosic trying to get the kill, but blocked that time by Siena. Dug up and a huge dig for Marist. Now Dosic, kill! Set 2, Marist.
From start to finish, Sarah Dosic getting called upon once again. Kaspersky with the clutch dig in the middle. Marist goes to Dosic once again. You could stop her once, twice, I don't know about it. Locks it up for Marist. We're tied at 1 set apiece.
14 kills on the day for Dosic. That's what has Marist going in set number 2. We'll be right back for set number 3 for Wednesday night MAAC volleyball. Welcome back. Wednesday night MAAC volleyball. The Saints, the Red Foxes. We're in set number 3. You're just joining us. We're tied at 1 set apiece.
And here's a make or break set. Set 3, so crucial when you go in at 1-1. Big time advantage for whatever team gets out of the gates here.
Marist trying to get off to a hot start, and it's Dosic again. Kill number 15 on the evening.
It's just so impressive to watch. They continue to go her way. And she has not missed today.
It's been all about Dosic for the Red Foxes. For the Saints, it's been a little bit even keel in terms of who's been getting the kills. Kaspersky to serve it up. Goes right to the libero. Now Siena, that one out. Marist gets a 2-0 lead right now.
There's a friendly call from the line judge. You know it's out when it hits you. Hit him right in the legs, easy one there, and Marist starting right where they left off.
Here we go again. Again, right to the libero. Siena trying to keep it alive, unsuccessful. Back-to-back points for Marist.
This is just a different look from what we saw in set number 1. Siena was dominant in that first set. Marist looked like the stronger team in set number 2, and now how about the start in 3?
Serves it up again, and they're going right back to the libero every single time. Siena trying to get a point now. It's Dosic, but that one is out.
She loves hugging those sidelines and finding those perfect spots that are just so hard to defend. Little too much to the left.
So we saw Bowman serve in set 1 and set 2, had a little bit of some troubles. We'll see how she does in set number 3, as she's going to be the server here. Try to get Siena with a little bit of momentum. Thompson digs that one up. Guess who it's going to? Dosic. Now on the other end, the Saints blocked, but out of play. So it's going to be Siena. Another point, back-to-back.
Just one of those rough angles. You put double blockers there, you're right in front of the shot. Wrong type of hit off the hands.
Bowman serves it up. Dug up, big dig that time. Woods trying to keep it alive, they do so. That one almost going out of play, but Potter Pessoa keeping it alive. Trying to get that one to go are the Saints, but unsuccessful was Dorislow.
Just Marist winning the battle there defensively. It was a tough volley back and forth. Some team had to come out on top. Marist making sure it was them.
Owens serving it up this time. Didn't go to the libero, but still dug up. Dug up by Thompson, and oh, that one almost got it, but unsuccessful. White trying to get the kill. Not that time. Siena keeping it alive, and back and forth action here. Dosic, oh, just missing that time. And Siena gets the point there after back and forth action there. Big point for the Saints.
Unreal how Siena pulled off that point. The first move from Jamison White was a quick hitter. They're able to defend it. You get Alyssa White all the way at the top in the middle, able to defend it. You get Sarah Dosic on the end.
Now, White, kill!
Able to knock it home that time. Get the serve right back. Don't give any time for Siena to collect themselves. Possession Red Fox's way.
Dosic, to serve. Weird set that time by Bowman, but it was successful there. And Miller, back to Bowman, and that's out of play. Back-to-back points again for Marist, so momentum is just keeping going. One side, then the other side, so it's gonna be a long game, I'll tell you that.
But the Red Foxes, I mean, as of late, that second set, and here they're just continuing to separate themselves.
Dosic serves it up. Now back and forth. Miller, no, dug up there. Almost goes over the net, unsuccessful. That one tries to go over the net and doesn't, so Marist gets a point now. 7-3.
Winning the battle when it comes to the meetups at the net.
Dosic to serve. To the libero and just miss-hit that time by Robertson.
Continue the pace, and who else but Sarah Dosic? Able to do it on the offensive attack. Here she goes on the serve.
I don't know if there's any other words to describe this besides Dosic's the main factor for Marist. A service error that time, so now Siena gets a point, but I mean, it's been all about Dosic for Marist.
She's been the catalyst for this squad. Able to come up with some big digs, able to do it on the serving end, and obviously their most impactful weapon.
Might sound like a broken record at this time, with Dosic leading the way. Go to Miller. Big dig that time by Robertson, but it hits the ceiling, and Marist gets the point there. Now make it 10-4.
Interesting ruling on the result that comes there. You've seen the ball get caught up in the rafters. Usually teams just have to deal with it. That one was in the rafters right over the net as it was going Marist's way, so the refs just rule it Marist point.
That was the 9th point for Marist, and that one goes to Siena, so now 9-5.
Just sneaks by Sarah Bumstead. Had both hands up, left just a slight amount of room for that ball to be able to get through, and that it does.
Hollis to serve. She's got 9 kills on the day, leading the Saints. Dosic with the dig. Miller, out.
Miller, she's had a few good plays, especially late in that second set, but really has not been able to find her normal tendencies. If she can get going here, this Siena team is going to have some major problems to deal with.
Hollis to serve again. This time Marist goes back to Miller, and it's blocked by the defense of Siena with Meyer right there.
And I don't know if you could say they figured her out, but they're definitely doing a good job at limiting what Taylor Miller can give to this Marist offense.
9-7. Miller dug up. Marist gets it over! And what a play that time by Jamison White.
When either White is in the middle of the net, Jamison White or Alyssa White, it could be a problem for the opposing squad. This time it's Jamison with the quick hit, catching Siena off guard and getting way above the net.
Gets it over that time, and Wagner was able to save it. That one goes out of play as it's a misfire that time by Meyer.
And Siena's just a bit out of it. They haven't been able to piece together a run or even stop the Red Foxes so far for the last 1.5 sets.
Marist gets it over and miss hit by Wagner. That's the key right now to look out for.
There it is again, just the mental lapses, and Wagner not having the day she usually comes out to perform with. Siena struggling to combat this Red Fox offense.
Jamison White to serve. Just in play, Wagner saves it. And now Wagner trying to get the kill, does so. A little bit of bounce back for Wagner.
Big shot, she needed that off of the last error she just made. Has not really found her normal ability on the offensive end in this matchup either. So there she goes. See if that allows her to settle in.
12-8 in set number 3. Dug up by Marist. Now it goes to Miller, and they're unsuccessful to get it over. So Siena starting to come back a little bit.
A lot of these games at home, when I'm sitting in the booth, I have not seen too many teams put up the defense that Siena has done on Taylor Miller. She leads this team in kills and typically has some emphatic points throughout the set, and just has not been able to get going.
Key stat for you, 7 kills for Miller, 7 errors for Miller. Something to keep an eye on. Dosic gets it over for the Red Foxes. Now on the other end, it's Wagner, but blocked! Miller with a huge block for the Red Foxes. And she says, whoa, 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 7 errors, 7 kills, not so fast. How about that block?
Love that response. Haven't been able to get it going on the offensive end. She's still got some defense in the tank. Make an impact any way you can.
Potter Pessoa enters and serves to Wagner. That one goes over the net, and it's smacked right away by Bumstead to get the kill.
Winning that middle of the net when the ball is around that Red Fox logo. These Red Foxes have come to play. Bumstead this time, sending it right back.
5-point lead for Marist. That time it went to Hollis, who saved it. That one bounces the net and then goes back. So Marist point again, 15-19.
Siena's got to find a way to piece it together. They're falling apart in that second set, and now it's continuing in the third.
15-9 as Marist leads in set number 3. Wednesday night, MAAC Volleyball. Stay tuned for this one. It's going to be a doozy, folks. Well, for Marist, it's all about Sarah Dosic, but underrated player right now, Potter Pessoa on the serve. It's been very successful for them throughout, and guess what? She's going to serve it up again. Here we go. Gets over the net with a little friendly bounce. Well, guess what? Doesn't matter. It's an ace.
Saw that a couple times in set number 1. It went Siena's way. Love that for the Red Foxes coming out of the break, extend the lead.
Here it is again. That one gets over more cleanly than the last time. Wagner for the kill. No, out of play.
This Siena team is in a frenzy right now. Everything the Red Foxes are throwing at them, they can't handle it. And even when they get the proper setups, they've had attacking errors on the last 2 attempts.
So Miller, 7 kills, 7 errors for Marist. Well, Wagner, 6 kills, 7 errors. That's the 2 things to watch out for, especially going into this game. We're expecting a big presence. Well, the errors from both sides have been a factor. Potter Pessoa gets it over for the Red Foxes. And that one. Huge play that time for the Saints for Dorslow.
Siena was bound to find a crack in this Red Fox defense. They finally get to them, but now facing a major deficit, you have to get going.
Dorslow to serve for Siena. It's actually Isaacson. On the other end, Dosic. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it throughout this entire game, but it's another kill for Dosic. Now make it 16 on the day.
There's not too much to say. I mean, she's impressed, and every time we're calling her name, it seems like a lot, but she's the one doing all the damage.
Kaspersky to serve it up for the Red Foxes. Back in 2022 was the AAU National Academic All-American. Well, guess what? Siena wants an answer, and they're going to get one.
Again, awarded a point, but At this point in the set, Siena's really going to have to put it together.
Well, you're going to need a big serve right here for Bowman as you're down by 7. Marist only needs 7 to get to 25. That one goes to Dosic, and it's blocked, but stayed alive by the Red Foxes. Woods puts it over. Now on the other end for Siena. It's going to be just absolutely hammered by Shavinsky.
Yeah, that was just protection there from Catherine Thomas. That was a bullet directed right at her. There's just not much you could do there. Real tough one to handle.
Well, Shavinsky, the Poland native, certainly hammering that one. Bowman can't get it over as Marist gets a point from the service error.
It's just something the Saints can't afford at this point in the set. You let the Red Foxes tie it at 1 set apiece. You finally get yourself a point, and you're facing a huge deficit, and you service error in order to give it right back.
Owens, sophomore from Virginia. Set that one up. Now on the other end, Bowman, and that one, right away, you could tell that one was going out of play.
Yeah, the touches just aren't there for Siena. They have to figure it out. Set number 3 is not over, but it's looking very favorable for the Red Foxes. Siena has to clean it up and come back out much better in set 4.
Siena looking for some momentum here. That one certainly will help by Hollis.
Hollis continues to propel this team forward, trying to keep them in the 3rd set. It would be a major mountain to climb, but we've seen crazier things happen.
Hollis leading the way with 10 kills for the Saints. Alyssa White gets the kill.
When you give Alyssa White time to run up and find that center of the net, it is just bang, bang play. That is brutal to face as a defense.
Well, we're going to see Dosic set it up here to serve for the Red Foxes, leading 21-13 in set number 3. That one blocked by White, and unable to handle it were the Saints.
You know, a lot of things are going right for the Red Foxes right now, but that's been one major component. They keep dominating in that middle part of the net. Siena can't get anything working there, and it's just shut down an entire territory.
And, you know, in this game, Marist leading, but in the MAAC standings, it's a little bit of a different story. Marist only win, we mentioned it from the top, their only win against Manhattan, who's 0-11, and this is a much bigger game for Siena when you look at the standings, because you can see at the bottom of your screen, top 8 qualify for the MAAC playoffs. They're 1 game back of Iona and Merrimack right now, who are tied for 7th place with a conference record of 5-6. So you need this game more than anything if you're Siena.
Oh yeah, huge game. It's a team you've already seen and beaten prior in the year. It's someone you're ahead of in the standings. Siena, it's a must-win game for them to come in and do damage against the Red Foxes. On the other hand, the Red Foxes just trying to end the season on a high note. We got a couple weekends of volleyball left. If they're able to string together a winning streak, all of a sudden, going into that last weekend, they could put themselves on the outskirts looking right in.
Yeah, that's going to be the key for Marist. It's going to be all about building confidence to see what you have left in the tank, as there's not a lot left in the season as it's kind of nearing the close. And if you're Siena, you can't talk about it enough. This is one of the bigger games that they're going to have to win, because they got St. Peter's right now is going to be playing a game as well, and it's Wednesday night MAAC volleyball. Anything can really happen on this kind of short week for all these players. Dosic is going to serve it up for Marist. Gets it over, and it goes right to the libero, and Robertson, who's really just not able to dig it up at all with the hot speed from Dosic.
Oh yeah, that was a scorcher off the rip and extremely close to the net. One of those you think it might tip, and then all of a sudden just fires right past.
That one hits the net that time, so Siena's going to get a point as it's 23-14. Marist still looking for 2 more points to get set number 3.
Tasha's trying to repeat that same success she just saw on the last serve, keeping it so tight to that top of the net.
To serve it up is Matikka for the Saints. And that one just trying to keep it alive that time by Thompson, but went out of play to make it 23-15. So now Siena serves it up. Marist. Alyssa White. What to say? Another kill.
Everything is working for the Red Foxes, and everyone who has stepped onto the court has made an impact. We've called so many different names. Alyssa White owning her spot in the middle of the court.
Smooth and silky is what I'd call that one. Thompson serves it up. Hit by Bowman to dig up. And it's going to be trying to be blocked that time by Miller, but unsuccessful. So it goes Siena's way. And Siena down 8. They're going to need 10 points before Marist can get even one.
Couldn't shut the door. Is there a crack still left open? Marist just needs one big play.
Served up, dug by Dosic. Marist kept alive. Thompson just going to set that one up to go the other way. Thompson set. Now Miller blocked, but out of bounds to make it Marist set. Siena takes set number 1. Marist takes set number 2. They take set number 3. Looks like it's going to be the opposite right now of that last game that these two teams played back on October 2nd. Wednesday night MAAC volleyball. It's certainly going to be a battle throughout as Marist leads this one 2-1 in sets. We'll be right back on ESPN+. It's been all about Marist in set number 2, and there's so many names to mention in that set.
Yeah, everything was working for Marist. They're getting blocks on the defensive end. They're extending volleys, the overpasses. They're making Siena pay for it. Dosic once again was brilliant, but it's all the names and a lot of that group that was in the middle of the net. You see it there, Alyssa White, one of those big-time names in the middle, along with Sarah Bumstead and Jamison White. They all had it working, owned the net, and Siena had no answer.
Siena had no answer. They're going to look to bounce back after that second and third set as they scored 36 in those last two sets. Marist obviously getting 50, so after set number 1, now Marist 50 to 36.
Yeah, just outperformed in the last 2 sets, and it was a different Siena team that we saw in set number 1. A different Red Fox team, too, that came out with a ton of energy in set 2. Once they've taken the lead in set 2, they have not looked back all the way through the third set. See if they can get on the board first, as Potter Pessoa is going to serve, and she's had a lot of success so far.
Certainly had success with the serve, and going to start set number 4. And as you talk about going into every set, the referees, the officials, going to make sure that all the substitutions are good, and it seems like something that we've seen throughout every single set.
Yeah, the ref's been getting it started, making sure everybody on the floor in the right spots, in the right rotation. But hey, it's worked. We haven't really had too many stoppages in the middle of it. So all good stuff. Just making sure the lineups agree with what is seen on the floor before we take action.
Well, it's working. At least we aren't having stoppages in the middle of sets, and that's what you like to see. Potter Pessoa to serve for Marist to try to get their first point of set number 4. Siena with an answer that time, and it's Meyer who gets the kill.
Meyer, haven't seen too much of her throughout the first 3 sets. Here she goes, starting up set number 4, and Siena seeing a lead that they haven't seen in a while.
Meyer's first kill of this one. Dug up by Thompson. Dosic. Now Siena on the other end, and they're going to get the kill. And who else but Wagner? Struggled a little bit early on, but now a little bit of a bounce back.
It's simply put, if Siena's going to come back and win this game, they're going to need Wagner to get back to what she typically does for this team on the offensive end.
So now Marist and Dosic gets it over and back and forth. Trying to get it over. They aren't able to, but after a little bit of a miscue for Marist, gives Siena their third point.
This match has been all about rhythm. It's the team that's come out of the gates hot to start a set, has been able to run with it. Marist looks uncomfortable at the moment. Let's see if they can settle back in.
This Potter Passot was the one to set that up. Dosic does not get the kill as that one goes over. So Siena off to a hot start in set number 4.
It's exactly what they needed coming into the fourth set. Have to reverse the script. And as we mentioned, in their first meetup, Marist wins. Siena 2 sets. Marist wins. Siena closes it out. Seeing the opposite continue to brew right now.
Siena, this set, this match, means a little bit more for them than it does for Marist. Dosic puts that one over. Now on the other end, Siena just trying to get it over the first line of defense, not successful. And that one almost put down. Miscue there by Siena. Marist gets their first point in set number 4.
Really big recovery for the Red Foxes to be able to see that overpass and take advantage of it. Sarah Bumstead has done it time and time again so far throughout this game. Can't set her up like that, she'll make you pay.
Now, Kaspersky to serve it up for the Red Foxes. That hits the net. Point Siena.
Off one mistake on Siena with the overpass, the Red Foxes return one of their own, a service error. It's a tough one to see. You want to really stretch out that serve in order to tie it up pretty quickly in the set, but now down 4.
Robertson served that one for the Saints, and now on the other end, it's Dosic. And she does not get the kill as that one just goes out that time.
Yeah, and if Dosic doesn't have it going, this is going to be a difficult fourth set for the Red Foxes. She's been the powerhouse all season long, but for sure today.
Robertson served that one, but that one gets down for Alyssa White for the kill, 6-2.
Love to see that from Marist. Work your options. Dosic, 2 mishits in a row, couple attacking errors. Feed Alyssa White. She was hot towards the end of set number 3. Marist has excelled in that middle of the net. Have White apply some pressure.
Talk about Alyssa White in that set number 3. Well, guess what? She's creeping up on those kill numbers. She's on 5. She's at 5 on the day so far. Now Dosic trying to get a kill, not successful as that one's batted away by the Saints. Battle up front, and another battle. That time, Siena wins that one. Now 7-2, and Siena, this is their set right here.
It's one of those you don't see often, a meetup at the middle, and the Red Foxes don't win it, especially when Alyssa White is up at front, got both hands on it, but just the power from Siena to be able to force it through.
Back-to-back times, it was a meetup at the net. First time, no one really won it. Then the second time, Siena wins it. So now, 7-2, set number 4. Marist leads 2-1 in terms of the sets. Potter Pessoa was the one who digged that up in a clever play that time by Jamison White.
That's the way to get it rolling. We'll take another look here. Jamison White has done it a couple of times and without even looking. From behind, able to get it going. Marist, craftiness in scoring.
Trying to get on the highlight reel that time. Miller blocked.
That's been the glaring issue so far throughout this match. Taylor Miller has not been the attacker who she usually is. Siena has done a great job at putting blockers in her face every time she goes up for the spike. And they've made it a hard day for Miller.
Bowman to serve it up for the Saints. Gets it over, Thompson with the dig. Now Alyssa White, unsuccessful, and that is huge for the Saints to keep that mojo going.
How about the defense? It's tough to block Miller. It's tough to block Alyssa White. To do it on back-to-back plays. Siena stepping up.
Bowman again to serve. That one gets a friendly bounce for the Saints, keeping it moving.
Seen it a couple times today, and it's worked. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Bowman in that first set who got it on back-to-back serves, that flick off the net.
Bowman again. That time doesn't get the luck on her side. Marist point.
Nice to get one back if you're the Red Foxes. Just a tough one off the rip on her first attempt. Second time, too short to get over, and now leaning on Catherine Thompson to try and start a streak.
Trying to start a streak are the Red Foxes. That one, they get the lucky bounce that time. Now make it 10-5. A little bit of luckiness coming both ways.
Hey, right back, you're making it an even playing field. Siena gets one, you get one. It's a tough one to defend because you're just not set up for it, but both teams lucking out.
Thompson serving it up. Over to Robertson. Bowman gets it over for the Saints. And that one can't get down for Marist. But on the other end, it's back and forth. Trying to get it over, they do so, but not able to get a point. Miller trying to poke it. And there it is, that gets down. Big point that time by Hollis, and now make it 12 kills on the day for her, leading the way for the Saints.
It would have been stressful for either team to lose that volley. Extended, both had their opportunities. Marist just falling short, can't keep it alive.
Dug up by Miller, gonna be trouble for Thompson. Able to keep it alive, but a little bit of miscommunication where that ball was gonna go.
Errors piling up, and it's just increasing this Siena lead. If Marist wants to get it done, especially without the fifth set, they gotta work soon.
Miller gets a little bit of luck that time because of miscommunication on the Saints, but nonetheless, it's a Marist point.
Friendly point with the help of the Siena miscue. But a player like Taylor Miller, you can feed off of that energy. You just want to see a point get down. There she goes and grabs it.
On the other end, back and forth. Miller, Bowman. And that one gonna be out of play and unlucky that time. So Marist is gonna get a point after that one hit the ceiling.
Work those options. You expected Marist to go back to Miller on the side. You saw some of the Siena players go towards that right side of the net, expecting it to be Miller. You got a problem in Bumstead at the middle.
That time it was dug up by Hollis. Fight for it over there, and Marist wins it just over the reaching Shavinsky.
That's been key for Marist, winning those at the net, and Miller again hasn't gotten it offensively too much, but making plays at the net.
Big dig that time for Siena. On the other end, kill not successful because of Dosic. Huge dig for Siena that time. And it's gonna be Marist's point after a little bit of miscues.
Playing scrappy, and it's working. Those balls that are caught up in between the lines on the net, Marist has been the one to attack, generating points off of it and feeding from it.
Well, Siena still leading this one 12-9 in set number 4. Well, Siena's gonna need this one to stay alive. We'll be right back for MAAC Volleyball on Wednesday night here on ESPN+. Wednesday night MAAC Volleyball. Set number 4, Marist leading in sets 2-1, but in set number 4, it's a little bit of a different story. Siena leading 12-9 in terms of the points category. Well, here we are. Siena tries to get the kill, and they do. But Marist most likely will challenge, and you can see the challenge flag by Byron right away.
Not shocked whatsoever. The players on the court thought that was their point. The ref, you could even see the line judge a bit indecisive on what to call that. Sean Byron reached right into the pocket. And this is going to be an interesting one to look at. It definitely was a close call, not a for sure fire overturn, but definitely with some opportunity. We'll take a look ourselves on your screen. Didn't hit anyone, went by. It's where the ball landed. Didn't quite get the best look. Unable to freeze it. So we'll have to leave it to the ref's judgment. They got a couple other angles to look at on the monitor. We'll take a wider look. So you can see it avoids all the Marist players, and a majority of that ball definitely out of bounds. Does it scrape the line? That's the question. We can't really tell from the side angle. They're going to have to check the other way.
And that's huge. This is a play right now where I think right now by the ref on that side of things, he's probably thinking that maybe it ended up touching the hands of Trinity Woods, and that's why it was a little bit of a misdirection. But instead, you know, he calls it, he thinks it might have hit him. Couldn't really get a vantage point of whether that was in or not. But, you know, we'll see with this one. And it'd be big for Siena if they're able to keep this point. And Siena right now leading 13-9 in set number 4. As, you know, in this one, this is a need for Siena. They need to have this set.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, fighting for their lives at this point. You got to win both straight if they want to stay in. And Marist doing a good job at keeping themselves in the fight, and especially with this overturn, Marist going to be able to get the serve, only be down 2. Obviously, like we said, not a surefire thing. Gonna have to take a look at all the angles, really tell where that ball found the floor. It'll be interesting to see. It's been a long look from the refs, and the troublesome part is that on the court, it was ruled a Siena point. So from here, it looked like a tough angle, looked like it could have been out of bounds, but if there's not clear, concise evidence, it's going to stick with Siena.
It's also a tough look for the referee on that one. He's on the far side trying to see if it touches and then possibly, you know, went in. The two refs looked at each other, and both of them were kind of unsure on the call. So this is a big call for either side to really figure out what's the situation right now. And, you know, it's a big call indeed, and it's going to go the Marist way, and that helps them out because now it's a 2-point game, 12-10 Marist trailing by 2 points. But if they can get set number 4, they win this, and they can go home and possibly watch the World Series.
Outside interest. See how Marist can walk through here.
How about Bumstead?
She's been excellent in that middle part of the court. Her and Alyssa White have done a great job. You even had Jamison White in there, all adding their own flavors. Bumstead has been great on the overpasses.
Now on the other side for Siena. They try to get it to go, but a huge tip that time by Miller to send it over to Siena, and they really didn't have any recovery.
So now all knotted up. Red Foxes with some energy.
Trying to get the kill. That one dug up by Dosic. Woods gets it over. And another miscue that time by the Saints, and that was Robertson, the libero, just didn't get a good viewpoint of where that was going to hit her for the dig.
Yeah, just not totally ready, it seemed like, and what a change in the dynamics halfway through this set.
Saints try to get the kill, but luckily dug up by Marist. Robertson saves it for the Saints. It's blocked by Marist, and now it's going to be Miller. Does she get the kill? Yes, she does!
It's just going all Marist. That was a broken volley from the start. Every person on the court just punching it, trying to keep the ball alive. Eventually, Marist able to settle down. Taylor Miller starting to find a groove.
That one's a close call in Trinity Woods. How about that?
It's just tough to compete with this Marist team on those overpasses and those balls up towards the net. They've made Siena pay time and time again, and how about the run early on in this set? It looks like all Siena. Not only were the Saints playing some good volleyball, Marist had a lot of errors, unable to connect on a lot of their spikes, even some of their miscommunications, just not in the right spots on the defensive side, and now all of a sudden completely put back together. And here's just an example of Siena now playing a bit more on the sloppy end. These digs, a couple overpasses, Bumstead on the first one, Woods on this one. Costly points for the Saints. And big time to propel Marist on this streak.
And the funny thing is, it all happened right when the World Series started. Marist started to get all these points, and now, now they got the lead. They're up by 3, trying to get set number 4 and try to get out of here as quick as possible.
The World Series energy to you, Derek.
Poughkeepsie, New York, you never know.
Whatever it is, Marist feeding off of it. Looking to clean this up in 4 sets. Obviously on the Red Fox end, you don't want to see a 5th.
Well, it's going to be Jamison White to serve for the Red Foxes. Dosic, Thompson, Woods, Miller, and Bumstead all in. Siena with an answer, yes.
Big time coming out of the huddle. Saints a much needed point. Able to get it quickly.
We haven't called the name a lot so far in Olivia Matika, who served at that time. Miller gets the kill, make it 16-13 in set number 4. They only got 9 more to go.
Don't let her get hot. Gonna be a tough battle back for the Saints if Taylor Miller is firing. Luckily for them, temporarily on the sideline with the rotations, but Taylor Miller starting to pick something up.
Potter Pessoa to serve for the Red Foxes. That time goes off of Marist, and it's going to be Siena point. It's going to be a battle in set number 4, 16-14 Saints trailing by 2.
Immediate answer, and it's been back and forth since that last break out of the timeout.
Pessoa to set it up, and that's a kill for Dosic. Make it 18 on the day.
It's crazy how it seems like we haven't called Dosic's name in quite some time, but she just continues to feast. It can go only a couple points without her scoring, and it seems like a long time because she has just been excellent today.
Saints trying to get an answer here. It's going to be Alyssa White with the kill.
Absolute smoke coming from Alyssa White. Let's take another look. Get all the way up and send it down. Sarah Dosic with some steam on the left side. Then you go towards the middle. How do you defend that?
Well, Siena's having troubles. Wagner that time gets the kill, trying to get some momentum for the Saints.
Miscommunication, the coaching staff visibly upset from the Red Foxes. Just one of those, you have all the momentum going your way. You've been playing so great, positioning yourselves in the perfect spots, and then you let that one get through.
Now on the other end, that one a nice ace that time by the libero and Robertson.
It's just these little errors that are keeping Siena alive, and you don't want them to have any hope.
That one hits the net. Marist point, 19-16.
That's one Siena really wants back. Tough spot to give up that serve and give a point back to the Red Foxes. You're just closing in, and now all of a sudden it's a tough comeback again.
Siena trying to get an answer, and they find one possibly for the time being, but Marist able to corral, but then they get the kill to make it a 2-point game.
The Red Foxes were able to save that one. That would have been one to replay for sure. Somehow able to send that over the net. They were caught up the entire time. Alyssa White punches it over, but Siena too easy for them.
Potter Pessoa digs it up. Now to Dosic for the kill. Another one.
Marist, bread and butter. Send it to Sarah Dasic. She'll look to bring it home. Approaching 20 kills on the night.
Siena on the other end, they get a kill. Now make it 20-18. Well, Dasic with 20 kills on the day, trying to go for her career high or at least match it. Right now her career high stands at 24 kills. So if she's able to do so, she'll be successful there.
Wagner on the punch. Sending one back Siena way.
Siena on the other end, they get a point. Now make it 20-19. Dasic right now, 19 kills. If she's able to get a kill every single point, she matches her career high.
Looking for that 20 mark. She's in the back line of the defense right now, just coming off of serving.
You're gonna give it to Miller, and that hits. Another kill, this time it's Miller.
Finds space on the floor, and she has had trouble tonight. And what a breath of fresh air to be able to get it back going. Miller has been excellent in this fourth set, looking to take it home for the Red Foxes.
Now on the other end for Siena. Instead, smooth and silky, that time by Jamison White.
Keep it up, full head of steam. You got 3 points left. Continue to do damage. Jamison White, time and time again today, has set up her outside attackers, but sometimes pulling those fast moves that have been so brilliant.
Dug up, staying alive that time. Or the Saints. They're gonna try to give it. Nope. Dasic, big dig that time. Give it to Miller, get the kill.
Love to see it out of Taylor Miller, the freshman just facing adversity all night. Step it up when you need to close it out.
Marist trying to get the last 2 points. Thompson on the other end for Siena. Dug up that time. Miller batted away. Robertson gives it to Hollis, but another dig. Miller gets stopped by the Saints in a huge play by Shavinsky.
Marist, if they got that one, it would have been match point Siena. Fighting for their lives here. Able to win it to keep themselves within 3. They've hit the 20 mark. It's a race to 25, Siena. A mountain to climb as we take a quick timeout. Coach Byron gonna take the timeout, just talk it over. Looking to execute the plan, stick to the fundamentals, what they've been doing all night. Trying to award themselves with victory number 2 on the season.
So Marist, they need 2 points, and they're good. Well, Siena, they're gonna need 5 points before Marist can get 1. That's what they're looking for. Siena, on the other hand, they're also looming, trying to get into that 8th seed with 2 teams tied. That's gonna be the deal that Siena's looking at as well to try to keep in this race. There's about a week away until MAAC playoffs, but Siena, you're gonna hope to have some momentum. Maybe you can get 5 points straight and win set number 4, but at this point, you're gonna have to get every single point.
Yeah, we mentioned this Marist squad, their youth, just this end of the season ever so important to be able to continue to climb the ladder of experience, gel together as a team, move forward with the squad even for years to come. But at the end of the season, even if playoffs aren't a question, which if they do get on a winning streak, could slide in, but even if playoffs aren't in the question, you have a chance to play spoiler, especially tonight, looking to keep Siena out of the playoffs.
Marist goes to Miller, and they're gonna say it's out. So Siena will get the point, 23-21. And if you're Siena, you're taking a look right now at what's going on in the Iona Manhattan game and Quinnipiac Merrimack. We'll give you those numbers after this one. That one gets down. Miller gets the kill.
Doesn't find the right spot on the floor, but Miller able to deflect it off the defenders. Marist looking to close it.
So right now, Iona leading Manhattan 2-1 in sets. On the other end, Quinnipiac leading Merrimack 2-0. Siena hoping Iona or Merrimack lose to be only a game back of one of them. First, they got to focus on themselves. Miller. Instead, dug up. Siena gets it over. They're going to go to Bumstead, but it's out. So 24-22.
So the crowd getting to their feet. You see some of the football team on the opposite end. Can't see it on your camera, but they were getting loud. The fans going to have to patiently wait, hoping Marist can close this out within one of the next few points.
Olivia Matika served it up for the Saints. Miller! Dug up that time by the Saints. Now on the other end. That time it was Hollis. Miller! Dug up by Robertson. That time it gets down. It's going to be Siena who comes up with a point, and it was Bowman, not Robertson, who made the dig to keep it alive.
Can the Saints clutch up? It's a race to 25, but you got to win by 2. So this next point, if Siena can get it, we're in some extra play.
Big point here. White. That time it was Miller. Goes back to Miller, but it goes out of play. Siena holding on for dear life right now.
It's incredible what the Saints have done in the last few points. Taylor Miller has gotten about 5 or 6 touches in the last 3 possessions, and somehow the Siena team has limited her, and she has not found a kill in quite some time. You see it here. They go to Miller, able to stop it once and keep it alive. Going right back Miller, too much on it. She was one of the key components for the Red Foxes getting towards closing out this set. Now 24-24, all of a sudden, it's anybody's set.
Heads up play on that last one by Bowman to kind of get out of the way to make sure it didn't hit her, as that was going to be kind of a tough play nonetheless, especially given the fact that no one was even in the vicinity besides Bowman. She lets it go. That ball goes out. A little bit unlucky that time for Miller, but Siena, this is a battle now. 24-24, set number 4. First one to get a spread of 2. That's who's gonna win set number 4.
Siena needed 4 straight, and they needed to play perfect volleyball to do it. And so far, they've done it. The judgment's been on point. They've been able to put some hands up in front of Taylor Miller. They've been awarded with some extra time to try and send this to a 5th set.
Matika for the Saints, who hasn't played a lot so far in this one. The last couple times has, and gets a big ace.
Review time. Sean Byron immediately puts that card down. Once again, it happened earlier in this set. The girls on this Red Fox team huddled up and started celebrating. They felt good that that one was out. Line ref, pretty much right in position to be able to see that. You'd think that that call would go the right way, but we're gonna have to see on review. We'll take a look. It was definitely a close one. So they opt to let it go, and that's a dangerous one, and it looks like it's heading towards some space on the floor. Looks good on the line. Don't know how successful this challenge will be.
Yeah, it's a close call nonetheless. I understand putting out the challenge because you kind of want to get that momentum back and end it in set number 4, but unsuccessful that time. And when you look at this match, Siena starting to get that mojo going in set number 4. Now 25-24 for Siena. They only got to get one more point, force it in to set number 5. And the last time these two teams played, Siena won it in 5 sets. It's been the opposite of what happened in that first game. Siena wins in this set, it's going to be the exact opposite of what happened going into set number 5, and they would have the confidence and mojo going into set number 5. They're able to pull out a big set number 4. Siena is able to get the point. 25-24, Saints lead by 1. And if you're Marist, biggest thing, probably just to have it be even keel throughout.
See what the Red Foxes have coming out of that short pause.
Bumstead gets a kill. 25 apiece.
One of my favorite plays that this Red Fox team runs. You haven't seen it at all today. Sarah Bumstead has been brilliant in the middle of the net, but one of those plays where Woods throws it behind her and Bumstead comes on a bit of a curl around Woods to have some momentum swinging right. Put it down for the tie.
Potter Pessoa enters and serves. On the other end for Siena, it is Meyer, who's coming up big later on in this match, and that's been huge.
Potter Pessoa unable to react in time. Marist in that same uncomfortable position as they were just a serve ago.
Hollis from Estonia to serve for the Saints. Just needing one more point to put it in set number 5. Not before Dosic gets a kill.
Marist, you need a point? You go to Sarah Dosic. Check this out. The power behind that spike. It's put where no one else is, and just impossible to defend.
So Marist, for the first time today, brings in Sally Tejan to serve.
Seen Tejan serve a couple times throughout the season, but yeah, first time today in a huge spot.
That time trying to get the kill, unsuccessful as it goes out of bounds. Marist leads this one 27-26 in set number 4. However, it is under review.
Yeah, so we're gonna see if Marist touched that at the net beforehand, even if that's not really in question. Siena, take some time to talk to your players, regroup, rehuddle. You have to win this point back.
Yeah, you've seen it from both sides. You see the challenge by Marist, by Byron, and now you see it on the Siena side. It's not necessarily just challenging, but you're kind of getting a quote-unquote free timeout as well to kind of set up your offense and figure out what you want to do from a point perspective.
Exactly, both teams out of timeouts. You get into this extra play. You don't really plan for it, so here's your freebie timeout. Ball definitely out of bounds. Did it scrape a hand at the net? That's the question. And that is close. Real tough to see with the speed of that ball going past the 2 blockers in Alyssa White and Trinity Woods.
The key, though, they said it was Marist's point.
Right.
So they're going to need evidence to overturn that. And I don't know if there's enough based on that look.
Gonna have to try and freeze one of those frames to see if the refs can get a real good look at it. This is a tough one to call, but that makes it a tough one to overturn, as you just said. Marist point on the court. And we were all tied up before this point, so whichever team gets it here, they get advantage looking to walk it off. Marist finally does what they needed to do in winning a couple points straight in order to put themselves back in a place to win this set and win the match. Siena was on top throughout this entire extra time, a 25-24 lead. Marist ties it, a 26-25 lead. Marist ties it, finally getting up. Really like this one to stick. They look pumped up. Do they know the call already, or are they just trying to stay energized? That's the question.
Well, it's going to remain Marist point, 27-26. Looking for one more point to get set number 4 and win the match to make it the second match of the season in which they've won at home in MAAC play. Tejan served it up. Now on the other end for Siena, it's Meyer who's come up in a big way of late.
Neither team can pull away. Both of them fighting. The Red Foxes desperately wanting to break this losing streak and pick up their second win of the season. Siena, we talked about it. The playoff implications are huge. They need to force a fifth set.
So Treasure will be the one to serve it up for the Saints. Haven't heard her name very often at all in this match. Coming up in a big spot, tied at 27 apiece in set number 4. Here it is. Potter Pessoa with the dig. Now on the other end, it's Dasic, and it is not going to be successful that time as it went out, and it's going to be St. Point, make it 28-27.
See how the Red Foxes respond.
Dug up. Now Dasic. Siena trying to stay alive here. And that's out! Wagner not able to get it to go. And now we're tied at 28 apiece in set number 4. Woods to serve for the Red Foxes to try to give them the advantage. Gets it over. And it's a battle up front, won by who else?
Sarah Dasic stepping up in a multitude of ways. On each of those, you've seen Sarah Bumstead, you've seen Alyssa White, you've seen Jamison White from time to time. How about Sarah Dasic getting up?
Woods to serve again. Gets it over. Siena, a little bit of troubles, but they're able to get it up. Hits the ceiling, gotta play it. Miscommunication. Siena point. Back tied again, 29-29.
Dasic took her eyes off of it because as the play was brewing, it was supposed to be Jamison White to set her up. It hits one of those speakers up top. Dasic doesn't realize it. She's the only one that can get to it. Tough break.
I don't know about you, Tommy, but the way it's looking right now, we might be headed to 50 points in set number 4.
Neither team's breaking.
Served up by Treasure. Meyer, actually. Dasic on the other end gets the kill. Marist with the advantage.
Go get your point on the kill, and then go take the ball to serve. Sarah Dasic looking to do it herself.
Dasic to serve. Marist with the advantage, up by 1. For Siena. Wagner tried to get a kill, wasn't successful. Miller came in and just pushed it away. Wagner battled away. That one gets down as it's off of Woods, and Marist not able to get that point. So guess what? Tied again at 30.
We inch closer to 50, as you mentioned before. 1 point to 1 point. Neither team can streak up 2 straight.
I said it as a joke that we might be going to 50, but it might actually be correct. Miller dug up. Go back to Miller. That one gets down for the kill. Another kill for Miller. Make it 16 on the day.
Not one of those that found the right spot on the court, but hits the fingertips up top on the net. Good luck jumping with Taylor Miller. The height to vertical sends one for yet another kill.
Miller with 16 kills. She's got more kills than any player of Siena. That one, huge spot that time by Hollis. Gets that one to go. Back tied to 31.
And that was to be expected, right? It's the race to 50, as we've said.
Torslow to serve it up for the Saints. Big spot here, 31 apiece. Byron talking over with the referee just to get some clarification.
Yeah, some communication on the sideline. Not exactly sure He's going for the challenge. But unable to. There's a lot of frustration on the sideline. Coach Byron reached for that challenge card and was either denied the ability to, or don't know if he has one left, but threw the challenge card in frustration. Really wants to figure out what's going on, and he's going to be assessed a card for the conduct displayed.
You can see right now is Jamison White is talking to the official on our side, just trying to get clarification on what it is. Byron's still frustrated. When he even put up the challenge flag, he just kind of threw it to the ground and kicked it away, and just utter frustration. So certainly something to watch out for as you take a look at this.
And not exactly sure. Maybe did it hit any?
I think what he was thinking is maybe Siena touched the net on that one. That's the only thing that I can see from our vantage point, as it's 31-31. That one drops in, Siena point, they got the lead, 32-31.
What a change in the way this set goes. It almost seems like whoever pulls away is going to win this match, but if Siena picks up this point, we're going to set number 5.
That one gets over the net barely, but Miller trying to get the kill, unsuccessful. That one almost hits the ceiling again. Ceiling has been active today. Dug up huge by the Red Foxes. Stayed in play that time. Now Siena on the other end, unsuccessful. We are headed to more volleyball action in set number 4 because we are tied at 32. Yet again, I think we might be hitting to 50.
That's where they're going. Neither team can put it together. Marist with their chance.
Huge poke that time by Dosic. Give it to Miller. Get the kill. She does it again. 17 kills on the day for Miller.
Taylor Miller has been awoken in the 4th set. Come to play, but how about Dosic? What a save, just with the left hand. She can do it all.
Jamison White serves it up for the Red Foxes. On the other end, it's Siena. They try to poke it away. Not successful. Guess who it is? Taylor Miller, who does it again.
Look at that score. What a battle in the 4th set. 34-32. That's how deep this Marist team had to dig to get the 2nd win of the season. But after a rough 1st set, what a recovery from this team. Looked like a completely different squad in sets 2, 3, and 4. Such impressive play out of the Red Foxes.
You can see it, the reverse sweep. You lose set number 1, guess what? You sweep the rest away, winning set 2, set 3, and set 4. That set number 4 is going to be huge for Marist from not just this game, but a confidence perspective that you can put up 34 points and stay with the Siena team.
Momentum builder, they looked great. The Red Foxes pick up the 2nd win of the season.
Marist wins big time against Siena, winning this one 3-1. Alongside Tommy Armstrong, I'm Derek DeGallo. Thank you for joining us on a Wednesday night of MAAC Volleyball as the Red Foxes come up strong 3-1 to get their 2nd win of the season in MAAC play.